In this video lesson, you will discover a canon of human body proportions that is taught in leading art academies of Russia. It originates from classical Greek and Roman sculpture and is developed further during the Renaissance period.
Human Body Proportions, Canon 3, by Vladimir London. In this video, we will continue discovering different canons of human body proportions. As this is more engineering than creative drawing, I will use a ruler and pen and ink to craft the diagrams. The top horizontal line is the top of the figure, and the bottom line represents the ground. The vertical axis of a standing figure is divided into 7½ sections. This is because this dimension is more common in life than the 8 heads figures. The major measuring unit will be the height of the head, which is marked here in yellow. The half of the head is color-coded in blue. The head is divided into 6 equal parts. The height of the face is 5/6 of the head. The head is also divided into 3 equal parts. The 2/3 of the head is the level of its widest part. The height of the head is equal to the distance from the 7th vertebra to the end of the breastbone. From the chin to the pit of the neck is 1/3 of the face. The length of the breastbone equals the height of the face. The distance from the pit of the neck to the bottom edge of the rib cage is twice the size of 2/3 of the head. The height of the head can also be divided into 3 equal parts. 1/3 of the head is the distance from the 7th vertebra to the shoulder joint. The height of the face is the same as the length of the collarbone together with the acromion. The height of the head is equal to the width of one shoulder. Half of the head is equal to the distance between the shoulder blades. The width of the rib cage is the same as the height of the head plus 1/4 of the head's height. I will now continue with the pelvis. The width of the pelvis is equal to the height of the head plus 1/3 of the face. The pelvis is a bit wider than the rib cage. The distance from the pit of the neck to the end of the breastbone is equal to the distance from the breastbone to the top of the pelvis, and it is the same as from the top of the pelvis to the pubic bone. Each of these dimensions is equal to the height of the face. The distance from the end of the rib cage to the top of the pelvis is equal to 1/3 of the head. The height of the head is the same as the height of the pelvis. Horizontal measurements of the sacrum are similar to 1/3 and 1/2 of the head's height. The distance from the central line to the sit bone is equal to the 1/3 of the face. The distance from the hip joint to the knee joint is twice the height of the head. The distance from the knee joint to the ground is also 2 times greater than the head's height. The height of the kneecap is 1/6 of the head's height. Here's another important proportion to know. The distance from the top of the pelvis to the top of the kneecap is the same as the distance from the pit of the neck to the pubic bone. We can now examine the proportions of a leg. The width of one foot is the same as the 1/2 of the head's height. The distance from the top of the kneecap to the bottom of the tibial tuberosity is half the height of the head. The distance from the top of the kneecap to the calf bone is 1/3 of the head's height. The length of the shin bone is twice the height of the face. The height of the foot is 1/3 of the head. Now let's examine the proportions of an arm. The length of the upper arm bone is 1.5 times the height of the face. The length of the forearm bones is similar to the head's height. The length of the hand is the same as the height of the face. In fine art, figures very seldom stand at attention. The most common standing pose is the Contrapposto. In such a pose, the body weight is supported by one leg, while the other leg is relaxed. Let's check how this affects construction and proportions. The axis of the supporting leg is tilted from its normal position. In turn, the pelvis is shifted, and also it is tilted diagonally. This diagonal inclination happens because the center of the body's weight is over the supporting leg footprint. Also, because our point of view is higher than the ground, we see the toes from above, and they appear slightly lower than the bottom horizontal line. In Contrapposto, the center of gravity projects not to the point between the feet, but to the footprint of the supporting leg. This animation shows what happens to the construction of the lower body in Contrapposto. The center of gravity is shifted and now points to the footprint. The distance from the toes to the pubic bone is the same as the distance from the pubic bone to the top of the figure. You can notice that the top of the figure is a bit lower in Contrapposto than in the attention pose. We can now apply the measurements of the head, 1/6 of the head and the height of the face. We can also add 1/3 of the face to locate the pit of the neck. In some figures, this dimension can be equal to 1/3 of the head instead of the face. In this pose, the pit of the neck lies on the same vertical line as the footprint of the supporting leg and the center of gravity. Due to the shift of the body in Contrapposto, the head is slightly tilted to one side. The distance from the pit of the neck to the pubic bone can be divided into 3 equal parts. Each part is equal to the height of the face. The first part is the height of the breastbone. The second part is from the breastbone to the top of the pelvis, and the third part is from the top of the pelvis or navel to the pubic bone. To compensate the tilt of the pelvis, the spinal column is laterally curved. Here's an important proportion in Contrapposto. The distance from the pit of the neck to the pubic bone is equal to the distance from the top of the pelvis to the top of the kneecap. It is also equal to the distance from the top of the kneecap to the toes. I will now depict the relaxed leg. The line of the 2 knees follows the tilt of the pelvis. The length of the foot is slightly bigger than the head's height. Here's a good tip when drawing an arm resting on the hip. First, draw the hand, and then add the forearm to avoid misplacement of the hand. The elbow is on the same level as the end of the ribcage. We can do a semicircle to keep this level for a raised arm. The same rule works for the other arm. The forearm on the right is in the pronation position. This means that the 2 forearm bones are crossed. In the previous drawing, these bones were in the supination position and therefore parallel to each other. Here is another drawing of a figure in the Contrapposto. This time I added muscles outlines. Because the figure in Contrapposto is slightly lower, the head fits to the ground 7 times, plus the half of the face. The figure's height to the toes is 7 heads, plus 2/3 of the head. Do not take all these proportions as absolute rules. Every model is different, and you will find that not every proportion is true for your models. Take those proportions as suggestions of what to measure, and see how your model deviates from those measurements. The more proportions you know and use, the easier it will be for you to draw correct and proportionate figures from life, memory, or imagination.
For students like you, we created the Life Drawing Academy, so you could learn without leaving your home from talented artists and art teachers who went through Russian art education system themselves and teach art in the best academies of the world. Here is what you will get in the Life Drawing Academy online course. For a one-time payment, you will get a lifetime access to the 52 life drawing video lessons, which include more than 70 video parts and have total playback time of more than 20 hours. You can watch those videos as many times as you want. They are available online 24/7, and you can watch lessons on any internet-connected device. You will get detailed tutorials on proportions and construction of a human head and body. In multiple video lessons, you will see the various proportions of a human body, head, and face. You will discover various classical canons of proportions and detailed instructions on how to use them in drawing. You will learn how to draw realistic portraits and figures step by step with the necessary knowledge of anatomy. As a Life Drawing Academy student, you can rely on unlimited personal support from Academy tutors. Such support includes artworks critiques, answers to your art-related questions, advice on how to improve your life drawing skills. Our personal support is provided for a lifetime and comes at no extra charge. No other art college or university will ever offer you the same deal. Every video lesson of the Life Drawing Academy Self-Education course gives more information about classical figurative drawing than students get during 4 years at a contemporary art college. After watching 52 lessons, you will know at least 52 times more about life drawing than an average art college graduate. The real value of the Life Drawing Academy course for 52 lessons, plus personal support, which is priceless, is $99 per every video lesson, which is $5,148. However, you can enroll today at a heavily discounted price of only $297. If you want to receive personal tutoring from the Academy teachers, you can apply for the Life Drawing Academy correspondence course. This is a great value, optional extra. Life Drawing Academy is your unique chance to learn from accomplished fine artists and art teachers, Alexander Rishkin, Vladimir London, and Natalie Ricci, who can personally teach you strong drawing skills step by step. All 3 teachers have exceptional art education and spent many years practicing and teaching art. The drawing techniques and methods we teach are the same as students learn in the best art academies in Moscow and St. Petersburg. Here is what you will get. In addition to all the benefits of the Life Drawing Academy online course, you will receive one-on-one personal guidance from Academy tutors, who will teach you traditional drawing skills and 100 drawing tasks. Every task will have in-depth instructions, including several discussions, critiques, and pieces of advice on improvement. The value of such tasks is $99 each, which is $9,900 in total. However, for a limited number of students, we offer this course for only $997. When the places are filled, we will suspend enrollment or put the price to its real value. This is your unique chance to get unlimited personal tutoring at a tiny fraction of what it really costs. Don't miss your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Enroll now.